Hello everyone, we are back and today we are going to be working on the kitchen. However, I did have some few last minute ideas that I wanted to do to spruce up the living room real quick, or at least hopefully real quick. We're going to grab some of these, grab some of that. You know, it honestly doesn't matter if there's not anything there. So we have lapis, we have that. We're going to need some of these doors. And what I want to do is come up here and place a few of these like so. And bam. Oops. Now let's do one right about here too. Oops. I was originally thinking about putting some more, kind of the exact same template as we had on the other open areas with the suit of armor. However, I feel like that adds a lot more depth to everything. It's purely decorational. Almost feels like windows, but instead it's just a beautiful blue color. I think that looks immensely better already. You don't just have flat walls up there. And they're kind of out of the way, so nobody's going to try to like dig at them or anything. Let's see. Next, I want it to do something over here. Not sure what. I feel like I have enough suits of armor, but I feel like they're very good for decorating, especially in this particular style of house, because it's very like a medieval fantasy-ish. And also, I mean, like, what beautiful, elegant place doesn't have an obscene amount of suits of armor? You see, I kind of like those there. They add something, but they're also so far around. Hold on, this music's a little too loud. I finally decided to turn it on, and it is super loud. Oops. That was fine. Let's scale you back to 15. That sounds a little bit better. Alright, so I like the armor there. However, it just doesn't, I don't know, do much. I do want to try something else. Maybe add a little bit more, see if that helps. Cactus. Oak. We're going to try two different things out. Oak leaves. There we go. First, we're going to try the traditional potted plant look, which looks a little bit weird because of the pot models that this one has. Like, that one's a little higher up. I think that looks fairly good. Could probably stand to get rid of the suits of armor entirely because they just feel kind of cramped there. Like, it adds something, but maybe not enough to keep them there. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to do. This is basically like a little fireplace mantle. Let's find some beautiful flowers. I think blue is a good theme to keep going with. Yeah, that looks good. I kind of wish the pot stood out a little bit more against the brick, but no, that looks good. I really want to put something up in the corners, but I don't know what I would put. Like, there's nothing really there, except, bear with me, take one of these, no, down one, maybe, that is both good and horrible. I don't know which one I like. Let's put some short little flowers up there. No, maybe daisy, and we need more flowers. That's what we need. I think tulips will be too high. Yeah, that's just kind of in there. Let's grab another pot. It doesn't look bad, but it's definitely clipping and pretty hard. Same with the daisies. That's disappointing. So disappointing. That does look good. It just, not enough real space to put anything up there. It's kind of like little shelves hanging right there. And it just feels very busy, but not in the best way possible. That's really disappointing. Not sure what to do. I do like the idea of something up there. So maybe we can get rid of this. Just do something like that. Nope, we definitely need something down here. A different block or something. Maybe that's what we can do. Maybe keep the pot up there. And then put the suit of armor more in the corner. Yeah, that might work. And we can always mix up the armor to see if something better looks good there. Like a different type of armor, I mean. Alright. That looks better. I do feel like it could use some more green, but the problem is with the fireplace right there, I can't really put anything directly beside it, or it just kind of envelops everything. Okay, one more try, and then we'll move on to the kitchen. And I want all of your opinions. Like, it actually matters. I want to know what you think, because I am very indecisive. Pot, cactus, and oak. Alright, I think we narrowed it down. What looks best? Left side, right side? I don't know, I'm kind of torn. They both look good. Maybe one of each? That way it adds some asymmetry? I don't know. Asymmetry is usually a good thing, but not always. So it makes it feel more alive and less designer. Hard to say. Like over here, I feel like having two different sides instead of the exact same really adds a lot to the house. Okay. Let's just move on to the kitchen. You can tell me what you think about the living room in the comments, what looks best, and we will go from there. Okay. So pretty much all of this needs to be redone. I wouldn't say all of it, but enough of it. So we're just gonna literally break everything. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, let's see. This is only gonna be, I wanna say 10 wide. Let's get rid of all this. We're not gonna need any of it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's gonna be partially asymmetrical. In that it's not going to be like an 8x8 or a 10x10. It's going to be more of a rectangle. So I wouldn't say asymmetrical so much as just not... You know what? I guess that is a good word for that. We're also going to move this over. Right about... There we go. Take these. Right about here. Yeah, that looks good. A little bit better, in my opinion, actually, to have this further over. I don't know. I kind of want to have something like this, so it's very framed when you walked in, but it also just feels like an unnecessary barrier. Oh, speaking of which, I do need to fix this, however. Yeah, that looks much better. Spruce this to chocolate. Oh yeah, we still need to put another suit of armor right here, so we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Really wish I could just save, like, the entity. You know what? I'm sure I can. I just have no idea how to do it off the top of my head. So real quick, while we're redoing the kitchen, I want to show you guys something interesting. In my texture pack, and so I'm revamping Taidoku, but I decided to also do it in this texture pack, at least until I'm ready to swap over, but I made the item frames larger, so they're like a full block size. Oops. You can see there's no edges. It's an entire full size. On top of that, I also made them thinner. Traditionally in the texture pack, they thick. Like, they have a very thick frame. It's more meant to be like a shadow box, which makes a lot of sense considering you're framing items and not like flat pieces of paper. However, what I also did... So this is a cool trick I saw in, like... Can't think of the word. Cool trick I saw in... I cannot think of the word. Detailcraft. That's what the word is. Detailcraft. So I saw this on Detailcraft in that they, oops, don't want that one. Basically, you put item frame, or you put pressure plates over item frames, and it hides them, more or less. Now, the thing is, you have a lot of Z fighting, which you can kind of see on the sides. I did not fix it so much in this texture pack, but essentially when two textures are in the same height, they fight each other, and it was the least noticeable with birch, but I essentially made it where it's not a problem at all. So you don't have to worry about any sort of Z fighting. So now the cool thing we can do now is actually make these look like plates. Let's grab some food. We will put mushroom stew for both of them. Bam, bam. Now you rotate them to the proper sides. And then you just throw a pressure plate over them. And let's try stone. Oops. I need to fix that first. Oops. There we go. Cool. Didn't pop off immediately, so that's a good sign. Give me pressure plate. There we go. There we go. Now it actually looks like a plate with an item on it. So it's like, I can't wait to sit down and eat my stuff. The problem with the pots is they certainly look like pots. Although you could just have the same taste, like you have handcrafted pots and also handcrafted mugs. They look really fancy and I like it. So, you know, we'll just keep these for now. I wish there was an actual, like, some sort of furniture. Okay, so that's good for the kitchen for now. So I've always kind of liked that there. Not like the kitchen, but you get what I'm saying. Maybe, oops, maybe do something like this. Bam, 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 bam. I kind of like that. I feel like it's a little unnecessarily large and kind of blocks off the view. Like while you're sitting down, you just have this huge freaking lamp right there. I don't think there's any better solutions to the problem. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. Either way, let's actually focus on the kitchen first, because this needs the most TLC possible. So I've been kind of unhappy with my kitchen for a while now, but I feel like I finally have everything necessary to fix it. And we are actually going to be fixing the redstone so that it's still in the kitchen. But for now, we're just going to say F everything here. Just nothing at all. Just don't care. I would use the fill command, but I don't feel like it's worth it for just such a small space. There we go. Definitely going to have to get rid of this. We are going to be moving it. We are going to be getting rid of the auto remove thing. I can't think of the words. Auto remove of the lava. That's just those things right there, all the pistons. Not a super complex design, but I mean, why leave all the space open, you know? We'll come back here in a moment because that's going to require a lot of infill, but we're mostly just going to fill this in so we can put whatever else we want here. Now, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I feel like that's correct. Throw one of these down in the corner. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, nope, too far. That is a very interesting soundtrack, and it seems very loud. Yep, there's a reason why I turned off the music. Let's just put it on like a 5. That still seems incredibly loud. My main volume's on like 40%. Ugh. Minecraft, you confuse me some days. Okay, let's fix this, because that's gonna look weird otherwise. Alright. I mean, that still looks weird, but there's nothing you can really do explicitly about that. Okay. So I got my measurements correct now. Let's get some barrels, because those are my favorite, well, I wouldn't say favorite new block, but they're up there. These are probably one of the best blocks they've added. Bam, bam. The music just stopped? Oh, nope, there it goes. Okay. You know what? Let's just go all the way across, like so. Just got really quiet all of a sudden. Boop boo, boop boo. That seems about right. Okay, let's just fill all this in for the sake of filling it in. Get some more lapis, one of my new favorite blocks. To be fair, in this texture pack, it looks beautiful. Oh god, it's really loud again. Why? Let's put you at 1%. Okay, now I don't hear it at all. That's a really big jump. Okay, campfire. So we're going to be doing a little trick here. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over already, but essentially if you put a campfire under a block, it looks like the smoke is coming from that, which makes sense considering we have smokers. Now, I put mine 2 underneath it, so that way only occasionally little pieces will come up. So it looks like it's slowly cooking, as opposed to if we put it up higher, for instance, like you can kind of see, oops, like right here, that's like going to town. It looks like you're burning something, or something's really hot. Like it looks like it's going pretty strong. Where if you have it one further down, some of the particles get caught under the block, where the smaller ones will come up. So it just looks like a slow, like, oh, you're baking a pie instead of you're broiling something, or burning it. Stairs. That's not how you spell stairs. Dorite. Not my favorite block in the world, but it looks okay for what we're using it for. Get some polished dorite. Oops. I don't recall what I did here. I feel like that looks good though. Just like the support beam right there instead of like the little would-be shelves. I think that looks a lot better. I don't think I can do it well, but I would like to make all of these half slabs too. The problem is the floor up above is finicky at best. Boop, boop. I don't think I actually need to replace all those. Oh god, we're gonna need to put some new lights in ASAP. Which is fine, because I already have the perfect spots for them. Lantern. Oops. Lantern. Oh. Is this new to the game? I've never noticed it before. Like when you're carrying a light source, things get lighter. That's pretty awesome. Why was I never told of this? None of you told me anything. I am severely disappointed. So disappointed. I don't think that's the best block to use right there, but we'll leave it for now. We're going to be moving the sink on this side. I'm sure some of you can already notice, or have already noticed, that we're flipping the kitchen a little bit, just because I feel like it made more sense. Like, you kind of want the most table space and everything to be by the cooking area. Just like the sinks over here is not that important. I did forget. Dropper? I guess a dropper will work. The washing machine. Dishwasher, rather. You don't want it in a corner. That's usually how they do it in most real houses, but that's just annoying. You gotta get something here. Door. See, I really want to use the iron door. That would make a lot of sense. But the problem is, it has the big hole in it. I guess birch. Birch looks good, and it looks like you have the handle here to like pull it down. Yeah, that looks really good. We'll use birch instead. I feel like the countertop is fine as it is. You know what we could do though? So I wouldn't do this in most texture packs, just because it isn't a full block. But having something like that probably doesn't look too bad. Looks like a very concise. Yeah, I kind of really like that. Like, I have a love-hate relationship. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the texture of the stone one, but that looks pretty good. Could do wood instead. I don't feel like that makes too much sense because you don't see like a lot of wood surfaces, so maybe not. That's good enough. I think I'm probably going to be changing that. Another thing I want to do is start on the floors. So I actually went through a lot of different floor designs. By the way, don't ever use checkers. Like, as 9 out of 10 times, whenever you use a checker floor pattern, it's pretty much the laziest pattern you can use. And now, I'm not like trying to disparage checker patterns, because they have their place. Sometimes they look really good, but for the most part, try to avoid them because everyone does them, and they don't always look good. Plus, they kind of look too much like the old, what is it, like 80s diners, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not what you want to do. Like, my checkerfold pattern here was kind of okay, but mostly because it was kind of blended in so much, and I was never happy with it either, so... Then we're gonna... Oh, quartz is what I want. So we're gonna just take these. Now, I like quartz pretty much in every texture pack. It hasn't let me down. Specifically the chiseled, because it always has a really fancy looking top. And now it looks like tiles, like actual tiles, which I kind of dig. I really like that. I don't think any of the other ones looked that great. Like the smooth ones and such, they were fine, but it all looked like one piece. Ooh, hey, that kind of looks good. The top also looks different in that one, so maybe... I think that's too subtle, so it doesn't look good, but what we can do... Oops. We can take one of these, and then do something like this. Oops. That... and not quite do a full checker pattern, but do something like that. Alternating patterns on the floor. And it's not big enough to really be noticeable, but it still looks kind of good.